What up? Purple Pill 50/50. Hosted by Jesus el Cristalero. Pants. Couldn't get the pen out. So, what's up? What's new? What's cracking? What's lacking? Yeah. So, basically, I kind of had a thought about this. Ghostcom radar stuff. And I think I can possibly split the readings into 3 sections, as in I do present three sessions per video, or at least I try to, if I don't get this disconnected. But it can easily be done, and with interpretation, one during the morning, one at midday, and the last one before going to sleep or whatever in the evening. So I'm kind of contemplating that, because I just thought about that. So quite possible, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to structure it that way, because then that would imply that I'd be on around the time that I usually do them, you know. So it is like around 1 o'clock. I don't know if I have the volume really low, or if I have the okay, so where were we? I don't know if I have the volume low or if I turned off the sound. I'm gonna turn it on right now if it's off. And it is on. So if you guys can hear that and not hear me, that's probably why. For best result, used in darkened room. Well, in that case, I forget about that. But it's true. It's true, because the light does indeed affect the spirits. Alright, so it's gonna get freaky here. Let's raise the volume. Wow, did you guys notice that? It took quite a while to get a receiving message window or confirmation. Alright. So it's 330.9 degrees northeast, but leaning more towards the north. Distance 11.7 meters. Sign is the Gemini. Spirit type is child. Stone is quartz. Color is black. Black. Status is joyful. And we have, as far as the message contains, for the A-team president. I thought, from the looks of it, president could be slightly capital in a way, or shall I say, it it tends to stick out. But team actually sticks out more than president. So team president, no. Team for, hmm, I don't, I don't quite understand. I'm trying to see what I can put together using a capital letter. Since team is capitalized, that would mean I could put it in the front, because team regularly doesn't have a capital letter, right? It's not capitalized regularly to be capitalized here. And as a matter of fact, it could be a J. It could be JEAM. So if it's JEAM, it would imply a name in my point of view. And if it's a name instead of a pronoun, because essentially team is a pronoun for a group of people, right? So team, the A for president. Precedent. Let's look that up, because I'm actually in the parameters of those letters in the dictionary, and my dictionary doesn't have it. Great. Or does it? Huh. Precedent. I'm assuming it has to do with like to proceed, because see, proceed, proceed essentially is something that follows the following team. So I guess it's saying something about to gather a following, if I'm not mistaken. And since spirit type is child, that makes sense for, Jesus. The way that he would think, especially. That's in my opinion, anyways. Yes, Jesus was black, quote in, quote out. He was dark skinned. He reveals himself to me, and whoa, he wasn't like, like, oh my God, you're black. Like, he's not like black like you see me right now, because of the the shade or whatever, or the not the absence of light. But he was really dark skinned. In my culture, they call them morenos. Moreno is basically dark skin, and negro is black, but you usually don't call people black. You know, in our culture, it got common because of the interchangeable relationship between the United States and the Mexicans coming up, um, and not only Mexicans, you know, other Latinos. So essentially, the U.S. dubbed the coin black folk, which is really fucked up because they're not actually black. They're very dark skin. That's in our terms moreno, which is darkened. You know. But I digress. So here we go. Take a notice that it was Gemini. That actually has a very important role. I think Geminis are born in June, if I'm not mistaken. I fucking love Geminis. I'm a Virgo. We tend to find each other for some reason. Gotta love them. And it's hard, but it's really easy to hate a Gemini. But I love Geminis. They they to me are considered the gem in my eye. That's why it's Gemini. Gemini. I've learned so much from Geminis, like no joke. I've not learned I've not learned I've not learned my greatest aspects from anyone else besides Geminis. So, we got a sign of Tauros. Can't remember what astrology that one is. It is 194.6 degrees west, actually. It is, or, you know, down south. I'm not sure what axis this is reading. I'm assuming it's, you know, linear to the plane of our current Earth or reality. So distance is 13.5. So I'm not sure if it's like behind the wall per se, or if it's just like into the earth. But regardless, um, spirit type is female, stone is jade, color is brown, status is peaceful, and it says early arrive, effort and work, consistent investment, hard. Scotland. Scotland. Okay, so since Scotland is a proper noun, it doesn't necessarily force the proper noun to start the sentence, even though it could start the sentence as far as the message is concerned, but it's fairly relative to perception and what the person is going through at the time, you know. I have no aspects or thoughts of Scotland at the current moment. I I don't have um, preconceived thoughts of Scotland except for it's somewhere near the British Isles. Um, that's pretty much all I know. You know, I'm not gonna say that they wear skirts or anything like that, because that would be a preconceived ideology, right? People tend to create, what do they call those? What's the word? Um, Stereotypes. So, is that a stereotype that they wear kilts? That's the proper term, kilts in Scotland. Stereotype. Well, it's an unconfirmed stereotype as far as I know, but nonetheless, stereotypes are indeed prejudgments of a persona or entity of groups. So, investment, effort, and hard work, arrive early, consistent. As a matter of fact, it gets very interesting once you have a proper noun in the message, such as an actual estate of sorts or country, because that would indicate something more precise, like a more precise message, or something more what's the word? Something more cryptid. But yeah, turn on this real quick. Okay. So in my I have a spinner, right? And right here on my desk, I have another spinner. This one. Check out the sound this thing makes. I actually enjoy the sound that these spinners make versus other spinners. Watch. So and this one's my brother's. That was interesting. It actually spun very, very very low energy than what I'm used to hearing. This one was like the noisiest cicada style chirper, I guess you could say, that I've ever heard. And now it's very, very silent. It doesn't ring like it used to, and it doesn't ring like this one. Right? So I actually have an experiment I want to do, and it involves at least 2 of these. But I want to eventually get 3 spinners around, 3 to 4 spinners around the phone, and then turn on the radar to see what happens, how it interacts with it. So I'm gonna put 2, 1 on each side, and if it's too noisy, I'm sorry, but it is the experiment, so we have to test our experiment. The hypothesis, there is no hypothesis, because if you have a hypothesis, you have a preconceived if you have a hypothesis, you have a preconceived idea of what might happen, and that's not what the experiment's about. For me, this experiment is about seeing what happens. A hypothesis does want to essentially go into the field of thought, because otherwise there'd be pointless to experiment things if there's no hypothesis, right? But that's the issue with experiments. That's why most of the times it fails, because it has a preconceived idea of what is supposed to happen. Get it? So let us clear the mind and block out any preconceived ideas as we spin. Spin. Oh, what the? Continue. Oh, the light. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna stop the spinner. One of them stopped. My left hand spinner actually stopped first. The right hand is still going. If you can't hear me because of the spinner, I am sorry. I'm just kind of waiting for it to die off on its own, because I have a hypothesis as far as spinners is concerned, and the reason why they help people. Sorry, kind of touched it there. So I have a reason why, or a theory as to why spinners actually work in um, helping kids with ADHD focus on how, whatever. So we have 294.5 degrees north. That's actually north. The distance is 1.9 meters. 1.9 meters. That's relatively close. That's the closest we've seen thus far on these streams. I've seen closer, but I'm not gonna get into that one. And this actually seems to be a Scorpio sign or something else, because that doesn't look like a Virgo sign to me, unless I've had uh, a wrong idea of the Scorpio sign that I essentially am a part of, since I'm a Virgo. Um, I don't see any signs on here, but I do see their images. Yeah, no idea. Oh well, it's all good. But yeah, so essentially, um, spirit type is female. I swear, every time I see female, I have someone in mind, but I'm not gonna reveal who. At least not yet. I don't think I'll ever will, but who knows? Things do change eventually. So, as far as I know, it's not happening. But yeah, stone is opal, color is gray, and status is relaxed. It says someone special, patient, looking for B and Leia. This is interesting because I don't know why the L's are written like that. It kind of like sways outward and underneath, but from experimenting with this application, that seems to be an L, um, where it seems like it says Leia, but it has been quite a while since I've actually used this enough times to interpret that as an L, and my memory could be a little bit foggy, so it could just as well be interpreted as an I, but the extra strokes on the letter just does not help at all. It's very confusing to have an L in such a format, you know. Obviously, with the G, there's no problem. It's understanding, um, but that specific character that looks like an I or an L is very problematic towards receiving these messages. But yeah, so sound special, patient, looking for. So not entirely sure what this means because I do have a dog named Leia. Her name is Princess Leia, and you know, it is a female dog, but I have no idea what's going on. Um, yeah, it's whatever. So that being said, I think this is enough for this video because I do want to get into other topics, but those would be besides the topic of the Ghostcom radar. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, pass it around, you know. It's whatever's. Be good, y'all. Blessed.